TV radio, redefining broadcasting. Listen. All right, good morning and welcome to the Monday edition of the Sports Buffet on Elegbete TV Radio. My name is Idafe Matthews. You love to call me the Elegbete One of Sports. How was your weekend? How did it go for you? For me, it was a whole lot. It was fun. It was exciting. I went out to watch the finals of the Lawyers League at the Lagos Preparatory School in Ikoyi, Global Road, Ikoyi. It was fun. Plenty of suya after on our way back, and shawarma and so lot. Because I went with my kids. I went with Runo and Rookie. I think I was at home. I was having allergies, so we didn't bother to take him out. But then it was football. Football was finals everywhere. Okay. It was sweet. It was exciting. For me, it went the way I wanted it to go. The Spanish teams all won. Okay, Argentina is a Spanish team. They won. Spain won. What is exciting for me is the fact that the best teams won in every space. Whatever you say about Argentina, please remind me again. When did they lose in this tournament that they played, the Copa America? You see, Argentina have lost so much in the finals, especially Lionel Messi and Angel Di Maria, that it was not becoming the payoff line for their great career, right? And Spain, once upon a time, was dubbed the Perennial Underachievers from Europe. They were Perennial Underachievers, the laughingstock of world football. They rejigged something about their football, their league. They created the best academy, produced players, and set up their national team to play in the way that suits the players from their club, right? So that suit the way they play at their club, and it became a normal thing. Thanks to Pep Guardiola for that anyway, because he started the run, and everybody adopted the tiki-taka, and the Madrid players did not say, no, we don't play tiki-taka in Madrid, we can't play here. They fell in line, they shipped in, and they got the result. Rodri has become a midfield maestro. So we had this conversation a couple of weeks now that there's nobody in that position but Sergio Busquets. Right, I still think that he's the poster boy of that position. He's the best there is that has ever played in that position. But Rodri is the businessman of that position, and he's lived it well. Champions League finals, Euros finals. Everywhere he's gone, he's touched it. The English Premier League, he came in and made everybody forget about Fernandinho. And since he's come into England, I mean, they don't know how to lose the title anymore. Even when Arsenal play at their best, nothing happens. So it is the Rodri show, then it is the Messi and Argentina show as well. Congratulations to the winners. They do deserve it. Since 2001, Spain, whether club or country, have played in 21 or 22 finals, and every time against different teams, every time they have won. So the golden rule is stop Spain or Spanish teams from getting to the finals, because when they do, they would win. Argentina lost 2 Copa America back to back. One was the All South American Copa America. The other one was the missed one that had North America and South America. Back to back to Chile. Messi was written off. Argentina lost the finals of the 2014 World Cup. I was there at the Maracanã, and I saw them cry. I saw Mario Götze score that extra time goal that gave Germany, they deserved the World Cup win. But then, since that time, it has been the story of Joel chapter 2, verse 25, that says that I will restore the years of the cankerworm, the palmerworm, the locusts have eaten, okay, because all of a sudden, 3 major finals. Forget about the finalissimo, that's not the final, that's not important, but 3 major finals, and just in the manner in which they lost it. They won the World Cup. Lionel Messi and his Argentine team have won the World Cup. They've won the South American version of the Copa America. They've won the Copa America that combined the North and South America together. So anything you think Messi have lost was just a silver medal to remind him that there is something more to win. So Messi have gone on to win the Under-20 World Cup, the Olympic gold medal, the the FIFA World Cup, the Copa America twice, won every title there is to be won. And there is nothing in football. There is nothing in football that he is not won. He's won 45 titles. Spain, on the other hand, once upon a time they were called Perennial Underachievers. The team that had Raul, Fernando Herrero, what have you? But since 2008, they've not looked back. They have become the only team. Yes, again, another scripture describes Spain in this one. The stone that the builder rejected had become the chief cornerstone. They become the only team in Europe that have won 4 Euro titles. At this rate, Spain might go on to become the strongest footballing nation in the whole of Europe. Germany, Italy, beware. German football is struggling. Italian football is in the gutters. English football has never been good, would never be good. Right now, the conversation is, would England would start get be let out, and who comes in? Some say Ian Holloway. God, drama. That guy that does drama with Hull City back in the day. Or it's going to be Eddie Howe. The worst one that I heard that's been busting my brain. Frank Lampard. On what experience? On what ground is anybody even asking Frank Lampard to become the coach of England? No wonder he was not criticizing the team. Okay, so he was thinking, I might get this job. I don't want to join all these analysts, Gary Lineker, Alan Shearer, Michael Richard, who's a buffoon right now of English football analyst, and then become one who criticizes a team that I eventually go and coach. Yeah, a lot of people say Ben White will regret not joining this team and going to the tournament. I don't think there's anything to regret there. Same old. They huffed and puffed, played against some of the weakest team in the tournament. Fixture was rigged for them. They were on a lane that just set them apart, and Spain was put on the side of fire. But you see, every good work will be tried by fire. And when your work is good, your work is good. When you're big, you're big. You have nothing to prove to anybody. Gold gets better with fire, and Spain showed that they are the good. Well, how can you burn fire with fire anyway? They are La Foya Roya for a reason. And they turn up the heat even when England, had the little boy who needed to make a mark, Cole Palmer shredded the ball through the eye of the needle from downtown to uptown and scored a goal that was beautiful goal, for the equalizer. But, Oyezabal, that name alone, remember that name. Oyezabal was there to put the ball in the net off the pass from Cucurella. Even the semi-automatic offside machine was not interested in checking anything. Go up, Pasabon, get out of this tournament. Yes, that's what they said. Get out of the program or get out of this place. That's exactly what England was told when they were hoping that VAR would work. That was England VAR to manufacture a line out of nowhere and tell you that Oyezabal was offside. But nah. Now you ever want ugly team to become the ambassador of this trophy. No, when come on, get out of this place. But Lautaro Martinez, beautiful triangulated passing movement. Lautaro Martinez caught the ball and he picked his spots like a good snooker player. And Argentina again are the defending champion who defended their title very well. Wow, what a team, what a story, what a weekend that we've had. Well, I need you to share your experience here. There's nothing I'm going to add. Somebody sent me a question. There's a whole lot of questions in my DM right now. Somebody sent me a question. What do you have to say? Okay, so this is Reginald. Reginald is back. For a very long time now, Reginald is back. Reginald said... what's wrong? What's really wrong with you? Okay. Thank you. Good morning, Edafe. It's been a while. I've been watching but not dropping comments. I'm impressed with the fact that you've got the community to follow my request. I'm honored. I have always written to other YouTube channel. You're the channel that I've read my... Scroll up. You have the channel that I read my every message that I've sent in your DM and also applied it. Thank you very much. I feel like a superstar, anonymous superstar, and I want to keep it that way. I want to ask you a question. What is your definition of success as a human being? And how do you avoid comparison and peer pressure? Can anybody help me answer that question in the comment section? There's still more questions. Somebody else, Dele, not Dele Mamadou, not Dele Ali, but Dele, just simply Dele. Send me a message and write the name on that Dele. What do you have to say about the England national team? You think it was a sad one that they did not win, or you think that the best team win? And can England do? What do you, as an analyst, how do you analyze the English team? I have watched Sky Sports, BT, ITV, and a lot of all those throughout this tournament. By the way, I'm in the UK, and this, by the way, now BTW is by the way, right? Okay, by the way, I'm in the UK, and I am longing for that pure analysis from you. I've not really been on your YouTube channel for a while, so that's why I'm sending you this message on WhatsApp, and I hopefully will be on the YouTube channel. My time and your time when you're doing your show, I'm at work, and this place you cannot be working and be looking at your phone, but I will definitely go through. If you please, if you're going to answer this question, just reply on this message that you have answered it. I will go back to your channel later and watch. Okay, so let's start with England. There's a whole lot of side to talk about. We know that the England team is not as fantastic as we expect. They practically have overachieved in my book, okay? And this is my analysis. Other people might have a different view, but this is mine. And I'm going to say this way. I think that by getting to the finals, like Nigeria at the AFCON in Cote d'Ivoire, they overachieved. You don't have no business being in the finals. First off, when you go to the thing with playing in the finals and how do I explain it now? And not playing against tough opposition, sometimes the first sign of a solid opposition that you play against, you just might lose. Yeah, that's how football is crazy. When you not come up against a tough opposition, you just might lose. So let's look at the England national team a bit. There's something that I want to mark out here. Maybe everybody will not agree with this one, but just bear with me. This is my own opinion. I might be wrong. Mino and Declan Rice play in midfield in the deep position. Jude Bellingham and Foden also play up front behind Harry Kane. So a team should not have too many dead wood. That's one. Two, a team should have its focal point. There is when there's transition. Oh, this is why I need the tactical board now. Somebody who can help me get that magnetic tactical board, please help me buy it. If you need me to pay, I will pay. I'll refund the money. I've not been able to see it, so if you can't help me. So a team needs to have balance. When you go to the Spanish team, you have Rodri and Ruiz and Olmo in that midfield. And in that midfield, you have a perfect balance. Yamal and Nico Williams don't mark. They don't know how to mark. But they are not needed to mark, because if the ball is transitioning to the Nico Williams side, Ruiz, Cucurella, and Laporte, as well as Olmo, goes to that end to block it. It's like when you get a cut in your hand, what the first thing, if you get a cut in your hand, the first things, those who do biology, I'm not really the best in medical practice, but the first thing that happens is your red blood cells, your white blood cells, comes out to attack it. You see blood gushing out, but what's really happening is they are coming in to attack it, gushing out so that virus or bacteria does not come into your system through that space. So they block it to a point where it begins to hemorrhage, begins to thicken, right? It begins to harden or thicken. Let me use that word now. So that there's a medical term that I'm supposed to use that I don't use. All these science things to protect you. So that's the thing. Shape shifting. Your team should be able to shape shift in a very balanced way, just in case the player who's with the ball for the opposition team gets to beat you people and move. Because when you have Olmo, Ruiz, Cucurella, and Laporte shape shifting into a web of basket to stop the opposition on that end, you now have the players that are remaining now is now what's it called? Lee Nomad, Cavajal, Rodri, and Yamal. So whatever happens, let's say it's 1-on-1 versus Cucurella and he takes him out. So Laporte goes again to replace, Lewis comes in, Nomad goes, those shape-shifting. England, on the other hand, does not have it. And what England have is, we believe that Shaw, Saka, Walker, they have speed. What is speed without control? Accident, right? So England played against teams that ordinarily you should beat. Slovakia, Slovenia, Denmark, all those teams that they played against are teams that they ordinarily should beat. When they played against Holland is like that Germany that they beat in the other Euros. Holland is not really there, right? Holland is not really there to the point where you say, okay, this Holland is solidly good that they can beat them. So they came from behind and beat them. And when England won each of those games, they were not convincing. Even though my co-presenter, my friend and my brother, Bobby Ray, thinks that this England is so good, this Spain is set up to play in the way that favors England, I'm always asking one question. And it was Alex Ferguson who said that, how do you win a match without the ball? So when you remember that Champions League finals they played against Manchester United versus Barcelona, and the game ended, and in many podcasts, Ferdinand has said that they were just chasing Messi around, but there was no ball. Okay, so how do you create something without a ball? And that's what Spain have perfected. Spain have come to understand that, listen, when we're picking our team, we're not just picking players for their name, we're picking players who are comfortable on the ball. 1, 2, players who are comfortable in tight spaces. This morning I sent a message to someone and I said, the first goal that Spain scored, and I said, go and tell your friend Samuel Chukwueze and Moses Simon how white players play and combine together to score goal, not to be doing Agbasa Juju Legova that does not lead to anything. And the person was laughing like, that you get bad man. No, it's not about me having bad man. So let's look council for council. Morata was not fantastic in terms of producing the goals or being a point man, but you know what he did very well? Shape-shifting for him was beautiful. Harry Kane did not produce the goals regularly. He scored 3 goals in this tournament, but he was not shape-shifting. He was just dropping deep without purpose, right? So when he dropped deep, there was nobody saying, okay, Harry Kane have left his position, let me go and fill it in. Because that's what shape-shifting does. Like, it's a top striker leaves the top position and then somebody else goes. Not you leave your position and then English analyst wants to make me believe that it was a midfielder in his early days, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, it mattered to the team. It's going down in the midfield is not a problem. It did that a lot for Spurs, even though the shitty club did not win anything. But one of the things that happened was the fact that every time it drops deep, there is what's the guy, the Korean guy, Son Heung-min, filling in there. So when he gets the ball and he latches onto it and he plays it into space behind the defender, there was a cricket running, raccoon running, Son Heung-min who meets the ball at the point of the net and puts it in the net. Just that Spurs, they're shitty. They can't win anything with all of those kind of great players. Then you look at the England analysts now. They say Declan Rice is dropping too deep. No, it's not dropping too deep. It's actually playing where it needs to be on. Mino was overrated, overhyped, pumped up over the top. Yes, he had a good game here and there in the FA Cup finals, in the game against the Netherlands, but he's still a kid. And when I say still a kid, people say, but what of Lamine Yamal? Lamine Yamal have had a full season with Barcelona. They didn't win the title, but they were in the title race from like forever. Okay, even in a top level, very difficult season for Barcelona, changing coach, resigning and reapplying, and they're getting fired and all that. But you could see that he's had more game time. He's taking on some tougher opposition. He's dealt with that. Mina, on the other hand, just had a few games, started playing in November or so, and then all of a sudden, England kept to the tradition. This is not the first time. If you remember, they took Michael Owen to the 1998 World Cup. Yes, he did well. They took when Ronnie to World Cup was taken to the World Cup without ever kicking a ball professionally for Arsenal. Just that Arsene Wenger, this Jaya coach, called Zeke Capello, Van Gora Eriksson, and he said, I have this young boy that you should take. And they dropped good players and took to World Cup to the World Cup. And what do you call it? Teenage prodigy. Well, you don't take a teenage prodigy to a tournament who has not had experience. So you took Mino there. He's had a good FA Cup against arguably the best team in the world at the moment, Manchester City. But again, that's not enough criteria for him to be your guy. From the very beginning, when they said Trent Alexander-Arnold was not going to play fullback, was going to play in midfield, I said it here. It was a long conversation from 2 seasons ago. Me and Emmanuel Sebastian. The boy no go fit play that position. There is the grit and the guy that is required. People always look at 1% of the whole. Okay, 1% of him have the ability to cross the ball, he plays some wonderful free kick, the ability to pass the ball. But that's the most minute. Una not gonna win the ball first. You guys will not have positional discipline first. The reason why you don't want him to play fullback is because he lacks positional discipline. Now you don't want him to play in midfield where control is the most needed. Obviously, that was a waste of carrying a player to the tournament. It turned out to be because when the going gets tough, England could not bank on Trent Alexander-Arnold anymore. Luke Shaw will come back and rescue us. We're not against Spain. You know why? Because you can run like a bouncer at the nightclub who's chasing high-paying customers to give you tip. But when you don't have the ball, you're crap. So again, English fans should be happy that their team overachieved and got all the way to the finals because the draw skewed them into a position where they could just run off and play against the Lilliputians of European football. While the bulk of all the best teams, Italy, Germany, Spain, France, all of them were lined up on one side. UEFA should be ashamed of themselves actually because that's not an even distribution of the draw. This is set up for one country to just go and win it so that their press can, relax and begin to sing praises of players who are just bang on average, right? That's exactly my own take on the English team. Should they fire their coach? This is the best coach England has ever had since I was born. I'm 45 years old, going to be 46 in December. This is the best coach, the greatest manager they've ever had. Sir Bobby Robson did not achieve this. There's no manager in England who's achieved this. For me, let him be there. You have bang on average players. You don't have a player who is a metronome. And, all these people talk about, Declan Rice did not do this, did not do that. No. The combination of Ruiz, Dani Olmo, and Rodri, there is nobody in the England team that have it. Phil Foden is running. I have said this before and I'll say it again. A system favoring a player does not necessarily mean that the player is world class. They say Jude Bellingham is world class. I'm going to wait for next season and prove to you people that world class tag that you gave him is too early. You know why? Now, we need to play in a different system that does not open up that diamond. Remember when Carlo Ancelotti came to Chelsea and used that same diamond, and almost everybody was playing like a world class. The thing with that diamond system, and his work at Juventus, his work at AC Milan, is that it's one of the systems, once you can get the right cream of players to play, the diamond formation makes everybody useful. It puts everybody to the game. So everybody's playing at their very best because of how the system is, because every 3 meters there's a player next to you. That's how the diamond system works. It's not that 4-3-3 that puts people 5 meters away from you. Every 3 meters. And if you can see a player 3 meters from you, everybody's triangulated in a diamond formation or quadrulated in a diamond formation, then it's easy for you to play. Well, this is a whole lot of too much technical jargons that probably will get people bored and want to sleep. But that's just basically the truth, in my own opinion. So my response to you, Dilly, is that England, instead of people getting angry, people should be excited that England, as poor as they have been in this tournament, they got all the way to the finals, and nothing, like there's nothing to be angry or sad or beat somebody about. It's just what it is. But hey, English media would tell me this different thing. English media would disagree with me. They would tell you, the reason England did not win is because Harry Kane is not touching the ball 10 times in the opposition area. Well, you get possession. England have defended against Slovakia, Slovenia, Denmark, Netherlands in this tournament. You want to attack against a team where you're not seeing the ball? Well, are you just going to run like Flash? I don't know if you guys are trying to see the game from my own perspective. I don't know if you guys are seeing it from where I'm seeing it, but I just need you guys to see it from my own perspective. Look at Argentina, for instance. Argentina realized that they have their key players are aging players. Angel Di Maria, Lionel Messi. What did they do? They sat back, soaked the pressure, and hit the position for counter-attack. But the players were more of coaches. One, they have a world-class goalkeeper. He may not be keeping for Real Madrid or Juventus or Bayern Munich or Man City. Guy, there's nobody that beats him right now. He's spread wide like Spider-Man. He can save you from anything. He can even save you from the snapping of finger of Thanos. So that's one. Then in defense, they have a team that you can bank on as a unit. Try and understand that. Defense does not function on individuality. Defense function on a unit because of its transitional movement side to side every time. So from Tagliafico, what's his name, to Martinez, Romero, Montiel, individually, among on average players. That's no wonder that you say, oh, this is a world-class team. But guess what? As a unit, having an understanding of the job, knowing what to do and how to do it, they were good. And then mentally, you know, this final was delayed by 30 minutes. Mentally, they came for it. Like, guy, no matter what happens outside the field, you know that thing they say that the water outside your boat will not capsize your boat if it doesn't come in. No matter what happens outside of this game, nobody should bother. Let us stay focused in the game. That's the most important part. And then you have Angel Di Maria, McAllister, you know, Fernandez, and DePaul. Let's be very honest. If you've been watching football for as long as I've been watching football, and you've seen Argentine team from 1986, I've been watching football. This is the weakest Argentine midfield I've ever seen. Only one player from the past obliterates all of this guy. One Roma Riquelme. What's that short one? The one that they said is the next Maradona before. Oh, Jesus, what's his name now? Oh, the Lord. Not Saviola, not that one. The other one that likes to fall, that was at the Olympics. Okay, but let's move on. Then you have Alvarez and Messi. Okay, obviously, this Messi is even past the twilight of his career. Let's be fine. Some people say if Uruguay had come to this final, they would have won. But then they should have beaten Colombia. They did not. They won the third place. Suarez was celebrated at the age of 37, was thrown up and all that. Fantastic. But you look at this team, what they lack in that flair in, oh, we can turn around 360 like Anthony in Manchester United. We can dribble past 10 people. Was they have a civil servant, a functioning civil servant, not Nigeria civil servant, a functioning civil service mentality of effectiveness. They were like the poster men. They were effective. They know what time is about. They know what keeping the ball about. They understood the old-fashioned 4-4-2. Okay, their coach realized that, you know what, I'm not here to play that 4-3-3 that is fancy, beautiful to the eye, but have too many loopholes. So with the players that I've got, I'm going to create a team that is workmanlike, that is effective and efficient, that can get the job done, that can hold play when they need to hold play, that can defend when they need to defend in web, in basket, and then they can also set the forward free. And when Lautaro Martinez came in for the injured Lionel Messi, I was saying to my friend on the phone, we were watching and talking. I said, that's the guy that will change the game because he's full of energy. He's a bit of both. He's a bit of energy and a bit of precision and all that. And exactly that happened. Two players who everybody felt to combine to win the game was Messi and Angel Di Maria. But then even towards the very end of the game, 117 minutes, Temadi was brought in. Nicolas Temadi was brought in for Angel Di Maria in the 66 minutes. Gonzalez was brought in for Lionel Messi, and when eventually McAllister was removed, and Martinez was removed in 96 minutes, and Alvarez was removed in 96 minutes, and Lautaro Martinez was brought on. I said, okay, yeah, that's the guy that will change the game. And you could see it. What was good was that everybody was working for each other. So football, sometimes you bank on the individual quality of maybe a group of players. Some other time you bank on the collective ability of the entire team. And for Argentina, that's exactly what happened. And I'm very happy for them. The English people can say whatever they want to say. The good thing is, they have a very big business to start the conversation with. One, the media business, fantastic. Two, the Premier League. Come on. In 2-3 days now, the focus will be on the Premier League, transfer window, the players that they're signing, who's coming and who's going, the way they do it. And it will be very, very fine. But I just want everybody to look at it. You can have your say, have your opinion. I just wanted to answer that. For Reginald, my definition of success is, once you can find your purpose, right? One of the reasons why people get frustrated in life most times, and this is my own view, this is not general. So you can ignore it. Okay, I really do not know how to give success advice. I'm not a motivational speaker, but my own definition of success, Reginald, is if you find your purpose, what you're meant to do in life, and you're not doing it consistently, and people are succeeding off it, then you're fine. If somebody asked me today that are you a successful person, I'm extremely successful. Like, I know that my purpose, your purpose is to be a football analyst. That's the vehicle that takes me to my purpose. My purpose is to teach people, is to groom people and turn them, make them be better at whatever it is they do. Have I found myself in that space? Yes. You need to see me in class with EcoBeat or when I was coaching. The players that I've coached, some of them have turned out to be responsible men, fathers, husbands, and I'm good with that because that's what success is all about. Somebody else buying a private jet is none of my business. Somebody else riding a Rolls Royce is none of my business. I walk into places, like yesterday, I walked into a place where millionaires, people that are contesting for governorship, and people that are, and then everybody, I want to take a selfie with you. I saw your interview with Olisa. I've been out of circulation. If you know me very well, I don't go out that much. No, my house will contain me because nobody ever gets into trouble by staying at home. Nobody. I don't know anybody who's ever gotten into trouble by minding their own business. And my business is my home. But every once in a while, a very good friend will call you and say, hey, guy, let's hang out here. And then you turn up. And one of the reasons why I even took my children was that I don't want to try to mix into people's circle. So me and my kids will be talking. My son is big enough. People think he's 20, even though he's 12 because of his size. And then my daughter is, oh God, she's fantastic. So we can have an adult conversation, even though she's 10 years old and my son is 12 years old. So when we're there, we're just having fun with the life of the event. And then, have it. So when they come in, take picture, we talk small talk, and we go. People are talking about the match and all that. So for me, success, Reginald, and I don't really understand what peer pressure is. I wouldn't lie to you. I've never understood it. I hear people say it, but I don't understand what peer pressure is. What do you not get? Why should another person's thing? It reminds me of a story my mom used to say that if I buy you toy, if I buy you something and you like them, you can't go see what another person mama buy for a pikin. Say because he fine pass what I buy for you, you can't invest. That first time when you first like the thing, so what happened? What you can change your mind for another person, you go that person's house, go stay. So I don't understand. I didn't grow up understanding what peer pressure is. I didn't grow up comparing. So when you see things on social media affect you, it doesn't affect me. I drive a rickety Honda City. I love it. My children will say, Daddy calls this car a Bentley, even though it's not a Bentley. Yeah, that's my Bentley, right? So it is what you have. Love what you have while you have it. There's something else that's going to come. There was a 6 years window in my life where I also was trekking. I didn't have a car for 6 years. 6 years after my 18th birthday. I bought my first car before I was 18. Between that period till 2008, yeah, August 28, I didn't have a car in that period. And then it lasted till 2014, August again, where I bought a car. So there is also, that window. You just have to look at yourself and be satisfied with what you have. Now, let's come to some of the transfer stories that are going on. The Copa America have ended, the Euros have ended, so deals will be signed now. All the players, now it's about time to go for the unveiling because by the 21st, 22nd, 23rd, 24th, 25th, proper preseason will start. Some clubs are already having preseason. Don't forget that the preliminary rounds of the UEFA Champions League is already going on. The UEFA Europa Cup is already going on for teams that we don't know their name and we don't care to know their name yet. But I'm just telling you that if you think that because the big teams are not already playing, then football have not started. Football never really stopped. Okay, we went from the league to the Euros, the Copa America, or the World Cup qualifiers, and all that. And now the season has started already. So some transfer. And like I said before at the beginning of the Euros, one player after the first game against who did they play their first game against? Is it Hungary or Denmark? Where England played their first game? And I said Serbia also. Serbia. Okay, and I said one player whose market will go up is Maguire, and if they make the mistake of winning the tournament, they don't finish. All the England players from could be mine, all of them will be 150 million. Bukayo Saka, when I tell you guys that when it matters most, it always disappears on the line. Okay, well, Maguire is wanted by Liverpool. who have begun negotiations to sign the 24-year-old Crystal Palace and England defender. They will do everything to get him right now. England midfielder Adam Watson, 20, will turn down interest from Manchester City, Bayern Munich, Real Madrid to stay at Crystal Palace, knowing fully well that Maguire is going. They'll be playing time for him. Arsenal have reached an agreement to sign England youth international goalkeeper Tommy Safford, 18, from Ajax. Okay, why are they signing him? I don't know, but I'm not sure he's the third choice goalkeeper. They just want to keep him. Goalkeepers also don't have big market value, so why are they spending time to go sign that player? I don't know. Yeah, are you saying that the Arsenal youth team Coleman does not have young players that would, the colonial end of Arsenal does not have young players that could, young goalkeeper that could come in? Because if you're looking for a 2-year goalkeeper like you're trying to do Dumitete, there's a lot. Okay, but hey, Wolves are leading the race to sign Sheffield United 20-year rated defender Anel Ahmed Hozik, okay, who is 25 years of age, to replace 27-year-old English masculine man who joined West Ham. Arsenal are favourite to beat Aston Villa in the race to sign Real Sociedad and Spain midfielder Mikel Merino. I mean, it's the same name with the Arsenal coach, so he should be able to go there. He's 28 years of age this summer. Manchester City will hold talks with the Argentine international Julian Alvarez, 24, after the Copa America. Paris Saint-Germain are interested in a striker who wants more playing time, but City are keen to keep him. Talking about Paris Saint-Germain, their bid for Farastella and Victor Osimhen, the rumored bid, the alleged bid for them for 220 million euros have been turned down. Because if you know Aurelio De Laurentiis, you know that man drives a hard bargain, and to him, that doesn't even make sense to sell those two players at the rate of 100 or 110. It doesn't see that. He feels like Farastella, having gone to the Euro, score against Portugal, done the things that he's done in the last 2 seasons for them, even though they got him for under 20 million, it doesn't really matter anymore. For him, that's the price he wants to put up at him, and he believes that man is in the 150 million range. But then, transfer window is still a long time away. Anything can happen. Manchester City plan to sign Spain and RB Leipzig midfielder Dani Olmo, 26, by triggering his £50 million release clause. I'm telling you, Man City are already planning for life outside of Kevin De Bruyne. There's only going to be one Kevin De Bruyne, but then again, when it comes to clutch game, he doesn't turn up, so they can let him go. Pep Guardiola is Pep Guardiola. He would weave his team in a way that it fits. But one thing I must say, that most of the players that Pep Guardiola have been signing, or Man City have been signing lately, they don't match up to the players that they took over from. So when Rodri came in and replaced Fernandinho, it was an upgrade on Fernandinho. I wouldn't say that Gavadio, or whatever his name is an upgrade on Joao Cancelo. I wouldn't also say that Jeremy Doku is an upgrade on Raheem Sterling. I wouldn't also say that Jack Grealish is an upgrade on Leroy Sané. There is another player that is not an upgrade on the Algerian guy, Riyad Mahrez. So the standard, the quality is dropping. Okay, that's why probably you see 2 seasons ago Arsenal was like miles apart, even though they came second. Now it's 2 points apart. I don't know what's going to happen next season. So if you lose a Kevin De Bruyne, I said to someone that if Kevin De Bruyne didn't come back from injury, that Man City team, Arsenal would have cleaned the title completely. Yes, I agree that when Rodri played, they don't lose. They would have dropped some points, and it would have been hard for them, to make it through. But hey, this is just my own permutation. Last season I've come and gone, but I'm just saying that as good as Dani Olmo, he plays in a system that makes it work for him. Well, he's going to be, joining Rodri that he's already played with at the national team. He's going to be playing in the dressing room that speaks the language that he understands, that plays the style of football that he understands, that he loves. But hey, we'll see how it goes. You can have your say and your opinion. I mean, I'm not de facto authority that, you cannot lay your own part down. Let's talk about women transfer as well. Manchester United are set to sign 23-year-old Norwegian striker Elizabeth Talland from Brighton. If they cannot tell us what they are signing for the men, they should tell us what they are signing for the women. Yes, Poland defender Jakob Kiwior, 24, will be allowed to leave Arsenal this summer. Is attracting interest from several Serie A clubs where he came from in the first place. Liverpool have made Sporting Lisbon and Portugal defender Goncalo Inácio, 22, a priority transfer target. Once upon a time, this guy was linked to almost every player, every club in the world, but hey, that didn't happen. Juventus are keen on Atlanta's 26-year-old Dutch midfielder Teun Koopmeiners, who has also been linked with Liverpool. Who gets him? That remains a question that we would answer in the next couple of days. Well, I asked this question. There's a talk of Should Southgate go or stay? In my opinion, I think he should stay. There's no English manager that is better than him. Well, I mean, no matter how much you want to diss him, no matter what you want to say about him not winning, he's led England to 2 finals. Is way better than getting knocked out on penalties in the quarterfinals on a regular basis. If they raise their hope at least at the final day, even though it comes crashing, but then you could live on that. But the names that are even being mentioned as his replacement, come on, if you want to replace somebody with something better. Okay, now the names that are being mentioned as replacement for Gary Southgate, Frank Lampard and Holloway. I don't know where that one did. That one's been selling cola since, and then Eddie Howe. Okay, you still have the same managers that are really not good enough, to match up to Gary Southgate. If you want to replace a girlfriend, if your girlfriend is doing anything, you want to replace her, you're gonna get somebody better so that when she sees you, because you're going to cross path. You've always been to the same places to eat, to visit. So when you come with your new babe, say, oh wow. Oh, Jesus Christ. I miss. Now this one. You don't really get level before, Seth. So now, I was managing you before. You understand me? It's one of those things I will always do. Boys know this thing I'm saying. Like classic tasty boys know this thing I'm saying. Like you have to pick somebody that is, first off, when you broke up in a relationship, you don't jump into any other one. You look for somebody that you, even if you don't like her, but make sure just greet her. If she's finer, cuter, more flashy than your ex-girlfriend, you have one. Well, Chelsea midfielder is available on loan, and his name is Leslie Ugochukwu. He's said to be available for a loan move this summer. The midfielder spent last season with Chelsea amid fleeting appearances before picking up an injury. Now he's available for loan. Yes, so let's talk about Como. Fabregas is the assistant coach, but it's more popular than the main coach. He's an investor, okay? Thierry Henry also is an investor. Dennis Wise is an advisor at that club. You know the story of this team anyway. In 2016, they were bankrupt, and they were put up for sale. Guess who bought the club? Michael Essie's wife. Oh God, Michael Essien was making the money box to box. His wife was gathering it for herself. Let's get the long story. And then somebody else from Southeast Asia came, and the Jaron Group guys, they came and bought the richest man from, is it Bangladesh or Indonesia or somewhere, that region, came in and bought the club. And then Thierry Henry and Fabregas. You see, when you play football, and then ever hear our ex-players, again, this is me, where are they investing our money? Okay, some of these modern ones are trying a bit, buying properties everywhere. Why are they investing? Why are they ever here saying Nigerian player, I've invested in a club, I've bought a club, I've done this, I've done that? Is it all this money where they say I get? If I not really get it, because the only thing I say our ex-players do is go play all these ceremonial football matches for politicians, or when their club are trying to do something, they call them to come and speak some French language for presentation of a female player, or some things like that. You know what I'm talking about, right? I don't really see them pulling the big weights that improve an ecosystem. Yesterday I was, when you sit with lawyers, the conversation today intelligent. So I was sitting with lawyers and we were talking about a whole lot about Nigerian players, footballers, and all the rest. And I said one thing, and all the guys, they look at me in shock. And I said something today. I said, you guys are overrating Nigerian footballers. Yeah, because the way they were talking about Nigerian footballers, Mikel Obi, Osimhen, this one and that one. I said, guys, you guys are overrating Nigerian footballers. Nigerian footballers are both physically and mentally and financially poor. And they say, no, you can't say that. They fly private jet. I said, they fly private jet, and I get money. I can fly private jet now. I don't get money now. I can fly private jet. That's not what makes person rich. So I was not a bit pissed. I was like, you guys are lawyers. They call you guys are learned people, and I know the reason. So I gave them a very clear example. I said, look at comedy. Alibaba have built an ecosystem. Under the umbrella of Alibaba, you now have, see, this is not like, the comedy industry, it was thriving and then people went in and became successful. These people stayed with him for years, meaning that under his umbrella, directly under Abraham, there is Lot. Without Abraham, there would be no Lot. So under him, TA, even Taji Babyface who come from a comfortable home, you have ONG, you have Bengadeka, you have Baskemat, you have AY who spent 9 years in the university to tell you where his life was headed. You have all these guys, and then now these young generations that are coming. That guy created an ecosystem that people are benefiting from. You look at music, you look at Don Jazzy alone, and the number of people that have become musicians and then growing in life because of them. Then you look at movie industry. Mo Abudu, I work for Mo Abudu, so I can speak for Mo Abudu. I work for Mo Abudu, at That's behind Muson Center. What's that place called? City Mall. You know, that time. And I was dirtying my hand, running cable. We'll go to church, house on the rock, and then when we close, we'll go and be setting cable, doing everything just to make sure moment to more work. Look at the number of people that have gotten a career because of Ebony Life, and then Ebony Television, and then the movie industry, and then gone on to be on Netflix and Amazon Prime and the rest. And then some older generation, I'll tell you for free that if Moabudu did not succeed, people like them, Shafi Bello, some of these older Yoruba actors who career look like they were already going off the edge, would not have succeeded. So that's an ecosystem of one very strong oak tree, one vine. Show me footballers, and tell me, and then this is not me rubbishing them, but I'm just stating the obvious. Tell me any footballer that you know that even their family, let's leave aside us now, their family members are doing well off the back of their success. None. In Nigeria. None. Okay? None. Show me footballers who now get outside of their family, the box of their family. Show me footballers who, because they made it to football, they created an ecosystem where people are able to build on, whether it's businesses, whether it's enterprise, whether it's their network, their relationship that you could call and use their network to access places. Because again, let me be very honest with you. When you see people like Bill Gates, people like all of these billionaires, one of the things that happen is the Rolodex of their parents, their family, their uncles, the contact that they have that they transfer to them. Say, okay, take my contact. And where you are, you see the story of Starbucks. Some of you have seen that story. The story of Starbucks, the guy who was being circumvented by one of his investors, and then he cried to his basketball buddy who works with Bill Gates' dad, who was a big lawyer at the time, walked into that office and told him that you must not do this. And so Starbucks is all well. My point here is, Nigerian footballers are not really, all that. I'm not shitting on them, but I'm just telling you the reality. Until the story changes, this is how it's going to be. You look at Fabregas, all of a sudden, he's invested in Como. And that investment, before you know, tomorrow it will be like $50 million. Thierry Henry, the same thing. But our own, you see that I've seen a Nigerian footballer, popular one that crying because they didn't give him $2,000 for a match that they went to go and play in Cameroon. He was crying, he was lamenting to everybody. I'm not going to mention his name because that would be not too good for him. And I'm sitting where I am now. I've done business with somebody who, my share was supposed to be 60 million naira. And then at the end of the business, we document and everything, decide not to pay. And I calculated the cost. Like if I go to court, this guy's going to use the 60 million to beat me to this case. I'm going to lose. You know what? I let it slide. I didn't die, right? $2,000. Now you the cry put. And you shit, right? For all the ball that you play everywhere. Sure, let me not mention in country now. For people go start guessing, and you're crying over $2,000. You prick, man. Get out of my front. So that's why I said that. So for those of you who say, that you started again, that's the reason. Marcus Edward draws interest. Former Tottenham prospect Marcus Edward. That Marcus Edward begins to sound like Marcus Rashford. Is said to be drawing interest in Crystal Palace. The Sporting is said to have made a list of players considered to replace Michael Olise. The Eagles have yet to make an offer for the 25-year-old who could be available for around 20 million. Crystal Palace, they know how to buy cheap. Then, like buying cheap is their name, okay? For Manchester United fans, you already got your man. He's so excited. Joshua Zexi is excited to play here. The Dutch Revolution is going on, but we shall see. Well, let me come to you guys now. We're almost at the exit gate of the show, but I will read out your message. Don't worry yourself. Right, let's go. So why am I sweating? Somebody's asking me why I'm sweating. Because my AC is not working. My generator pack up and I'm using a very small generator. Sorry. Okay. I'm beginning to think of that plan to buy a solar this thing, but the kind of bill what they give me recently, I'm on a big go. I'm gonna buy more car. I don't know, what we shall say. I'm gonna say I've been done. They ask if show no day to do. What happened after two major finals? Show no good day. Like Spain in 2008, 2010, and 2012. Argentina have done the same. Namso Ibanga says English football have never been good and can never be good. No, you can't use the word can never be good. Bros, wish can swear Which kind swear be this now? No worry, relax. Sebastian Inede says a good morning to everyone. Olatunji Mana says that thank God Spain won because social media would have been on fire. Not be social media, not podcast and Sky Sports, and you would wear social media anyway because everything would just be pop up on social media and you would tire. I'm happy that England win. I won't tell you lie. Not because I'm hating on England, but because I don't think that this kind of a tournament where you have a team like Spain that have played the kind of football they've played, they should go home crying and lose the tournament. No, nah. That is the best team of the tournament. You want to watch a tournament, and especially as a neutral, okay, you want to watch a tournament and be happy that the best team in the tournament overall won it. Best young player from Spain, best player of the tournament from Spain. What did England do? And this tournament is the first tournament where a number 9 did not score. From Morata to Kane to all the number 9s that came to this tournament, they didn't really drive the team. We're beginning to lose the importance of strikers. Because this again is another direction that's telling me like, okay, if you don't need a striker, why should I pay 150 million for a Victor Osimhen? Because people start asking that question like, why should I pay that much for a top striker? I mean, forget it, we don't need the top striker. We can play without a top striker. This is the old thing, the implication of things like this. Say this, Spain have done it over and over again without a proven top striker. So what is the use? They've been successful in all of their successes from 2019 up to now. The major denominator is that they have good midfielders, wide players, and they don't need a striker. So one day some coaches would just come and say, Pep Guardiola even did it. Yes, I agree that winning the Champions League, they needed a striker. But if you look at it carefully, and all the Champions League that Pep Guardiola have won, he needed a striker. But Messi really a striker. Well, Messi is just a footballer because he's everything put in one. Well, these guys, a lot of you might say thank God Spain won because social media would have been on fire. English media made me call the evil that myself. Everywhere I turn on social media was all about England prior to the finals. I don't want to say good morning, boss. Good morning to you. I like your jersey. Everything I get and you don't like. One day you will come and read my wardrobe. Okay? Spain were the better team, but thank you anyway. Johnny, my brother is here. Johnny Gavai said the best team won. Simple as that. England can improve and come again. They're not going to say finals again. No. I can tell you that England is not going to be in the finals of a major tournament for a very long while. Somewhere at the back of my head, and it stays there. Don't try to convince me. I think the last 2 Euros have been rigged to favor England. At least let them have something, a piece of the pie. It's done. And it was a settlement for supporting UEFA against the Super League. But that settlement is done. The end of story. So England, you are not going to go back to your regular quarterfinals knockout. Nobody's going to do a fixtures that is like this anymore. Nobody's going to rig tournament to favor you so that you play all the Fetemuye teams, put you in one group where everybody that will pass through your bloodline will be weak things that can fall down and die for you. No way, it's not going to happen again. So England, you are back. Portugal are going to be rejuvenated. The Netherlands are going to get better. France are going to get better. But I don't think England is going to get better. This is, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think they're going to get better. Olatunji Mane say finally Euros and Copa America is over. The transfers will move much more rapid. Now from next week anyway, transfer will move over to other competitions after boring Euros, aside few teams like Spain, Austria, and a few other matches. Arola Adeji says, should Palmer have started more games? I think if he did, he'd have had more impact in that team than Foden. For me, I'd start Bellingham and Rice, then Foden and Palmer behind Kane or Watkins. Well, that's for you. Football, I was taught pretty early in the game of football. They are not used in football. It is what happened that you see. You can do all these permutations. Those players will still start. Some people say if they bring Foden to the center and it would affect the game the most. He played in the center in most of the last 3 games. My brother, nothing happened. England was still England. Image Crystalia. This is a guy upon who we started this company. This guy, Image Crystalia, is, when we write our story, anyhow we want to write our story, will be the guy who made all the sacrifice for us to even take off. Ideas are, as my professor would say, ideas are a dime a dozen. Right? Anybody can have ideas. But what make an idea grow is people who will be willing to sacrifice sweat, blood, and tears. For people like him, I always want to be successful because and it takes time. When we sit down and talk about brilliant ideas, You think that, oh, because you have idea, because you have 2 people, 3 or 4 people who come around you, it will just manifest. No, it takes time. I agree now. I used to overrate myself, and I think I could just work this YouTube thing within 2-3 years, maximum 5 years. We're now like 1 million subscribers, and then we're dishing out, we're building houses of people, we're making people's dream come true. I now realize that that's childish thinking, right? But you see this image, Christiania guy, Yinka, it's the greatest guy who I've ever met, because it's not my childhood friend I went to school with. We just met in church, and it was just a few conversations here and there. It was dealing with his own issues. It wasn't like, okay, he had truckload of money, was dealing with his own issues. But I've never met a more honest, more supportive human being who would put his entire family in distress just to support you, see you go through the things that you're going through, and honestly make things for you. And when he can't push something, he will tell you, I can't do it. He's not a guy who lies. I've worked with a lot of producers, man, a lot. I'm doing it. It's done. I tell you, bros, this thing cannot be done today because I have to take my children to school. I have to do this one, madam. I need to take the car here. I need to do that. And he was doing all that for free. Ika, I salute you every day. Yes, what I was trying to remember was blood clots. That's not gonna end up. You're door student, officially remove brilliant from your name. I don't like I can say Fabric production that's taking it too deep now. Oluwaseyi Adebowale say every day I thank Pep for benching Rodri in that 2021 Champions League finals against Chelsea. Obarigere say, boss, do you think coaching is the problem of England? So because there is the evidence to support that position, English coaches have never been successful anywhere. So we can agree that English coaches don't do well. But again, you have to define success. Success in football is defined based on the resources you have as against your position you play and the competition you're in and where the expected level. So there is the isolation, stupid expectation that England is the best team in Europe. You and I know that that is not true. Quality for quality, player for player, there are countries that are better than England. Now, when it comes to competition, there is what we call the competition form. There are some countries that come in the competition, they are high on form from the beginning and they dip as the competition progresses. There are some who start slow and grow into the competition. Nigeria always do that in every competition that they've won. And then there are those who, they're just stable and they can sustain it. Spain kept us in a tempo that was, straight to business. This is a business we're here for and we're going to do it. So on the strength of players that they've got, on the strength of the balance of the team, there is no team that can have, look at the England team, for instance. Let's be very, very honest here. When you look at the English team, one thing we would all agree is that in selection, there is no balance. Look at this. Luke Shaw started for England. Luke Shaw, when was the last time he played football? Meaning that in that position, England doesn't have anybody reliable to bank on. Walker, this three at the back that they play of Goy, Stones, and Walker also affected the going forward of Saka. Saka's best play in football is going forward, hugging the lines, the center line, and going from there forward. Now, England doesn't have a system that allows that to happen. Mino, as much adrenaline and youthful exuberance as he's got, it's not the guy you put in that kind of position to do it. You look at the Spanish midfield, you see, everybody here is filled with a word of experience. Do you know where they put the young players? The two young players in their team. They put them to the side. Because those are places where if you lose the ball, it does not harm you immediately. But in England, you have Jude Bellingham, who everybody think is the next is Zidane. You have Mino, you have Foden. Come on. For that, so the excitement of all these analysts also make us feel like they are really a world-class team. They are not. So I don't think that they're as good as everybody think they are. So it is just what it is. So it's coaching and then it is lack of quality players in all the positions. England is almost similar to Nigeria. You know that when you see Lookman winning the Europa Cup, Victor Boniface doing what he's doing, Victor Sime doing what, say Nigeria have world-class players. And I've said this since the time of Rotten. Now Nigeria have the weakest team. I don't know why we even make it to the finals of the AFCON. The truth of the matter is, we get to a place where everybody thinks that we're so good we shouldn't lose. But when you look at the team, we don't have a balance. We have the weakest midfield. Anybody can walk through our midfield, and it's been proven. Guinea walked through our midfield, but the Republic walked through our midfield. South Africa were afraid. They were just afraid they would have beaten us in Uyo. And look at the chances that Pesitao threw away. Don't waste it. It was a free position. Our defense does not know how to mark as a unit. It is every individual trying to do. Our team does not communicate. So all of those things happened, and it's similar with England. This crop of players again have been more united than the previous generation. So for uniting the team, Garisabia takes credit for effort here, but when it comes to techniques, the quality of the players, England are behind. They are way behind. The scoreline of 2-1 sometimes will flatter people to deceive, like the last minute before they win. The truth is, Spain dominated that game from the start to finish. There were pocket of spaces where England seemed to come up, but England was defending for 90 minutes, and that's thanks to how good Spain is. Oluwaseyi said, looking at the race for the Ballon d'Or this year, I think we can all realize that what Messi and Ronaldo were doing in their prime, this was not normal. I agree with you. Barcelona were not in any title race. You can say he played consistently, but not title race. Sorry, what position did Barcelona end? Any team in the top 3 of any competition are in the title race. Okay, history will say England competed for the title in this Euro. Were they in the title race, in your opinion? Yamidana might say, who are your top 3 for Ballon d'Or this year, sir? Also, do you think Southgate will keep his job? Should he keep his job? Yes. Do I think he will keep his job? Is his honor. Southgate came out before this tournament that whatever happened, win or lose, he was going to walk away. I was surprised yesterday. He said this is not the time to talk about the future of the England manager. That place got me, because this is what you said before. This was your word. Are you going back on your word? For Ballon d'Or, you know my position already. You're my sister, so you know my position. I always say that the Ballon d'Or is not decided now. We're still going to go. It's still going to go down deep into November, right? So the season starts, and some players put up some kind of performance that anybody's not expecting, and then it becomes a problem. But right now, there is no standard player. All the players that were being mentioned, Vinicius Jr. has gone to the Copa America and failed. Jude Bellingham, that people were mentioning, has gone there and failed. So it does look like a Rodri show, because Rodri won the league title, won the Euros. The South Americans who came in to win, Argentina that won it, there's not really standard player you want to pick. I mean, don't even mention Messi in this conversation anymore, right? Angel Di Maria is not there. Lautaro Martinez, nah. So it's not beginning to look like the Rodri show. There's going to be an argument for Rodri. I don't know where the Vinicius Jr. and Mbappe didn't live up to it. So I don't know, but it does look like this is one of those seasons where Rodri might be mentioned. You know that the Argentine team, you could even mention their goalkeeper, Emi Martinez, long before Messi and Angel Di Maria or any other person. So let's see how it goes. I really don't have a pick on this one, but Rodri does look like the standard person for now. Oluwaseyi Adeboale says you can't start Foden, Bellingham as 2 number 10s and play Kane, who likes to drop deep in front of them. If you must play Kane, you must have fast wingers on both sides. Every time I say good morning, Okui, good morning to you. Argentina made my weekend as they helped made me get my sleep back. Johnny Gafasi Bellingham is not world class. He's a good midfielder with excellent PR. Man, Joe Bellingham's PR is top. Well, if you have Adidas behind you, I've always said, if you have a kit manufacturing company like Adidas or Nike directly behind you as your poster boy, you will be larger than life. And then you now have Madrid combined with that. Madrid is the king of PR, so it's okay. But I mean, you still have to go. Ariel Ortega was the name I was trying to remember. My son's name is Tega, and I couldn't. All right, thank you very much, Adewale Saka. You know, when you have all that, you still have to go to the field and perform. But the thing is, your every performance would not be, over magnified, and that's what happened with him. Akimola Lanry says, is it Ortega for Argentina? Yes, it's Ortega. I was trying to remember. Pablo Ema is in the class all by himself. That's a different one. That's the dean of faculty. That's a different person. I was trying to remember Ortega. I did have massive football standard has fallen so low. Spain has given us some hope that football is still alive. Abayami Ayodele says, what did Argentina do right that they have not been doing in the past? I think they have a coach and then who selected a team without ego. Okay, there was a team of players who were willing to work together. I was in 2014 and I saw that team. Quality of the players in 2014 is way better than the quality of the players that they've had in these teams that have been winning. But there was ego. Gonzalo Higuain was playing his own football. Tevez was playing, what's it called? The other guy, the Man City guy. Aguero was playing his own football. Everybody was playing their own football. Like, I'm a god unto myself. Your pocket of clicks, you could see it in, especially when the match ends, you see the pocket of clicks. We're doing commentary, so we see more. The pocket of clicks and all that. And the team didn't do well. But from the goalkeeper to the top man in this team, everybody was one. And, even Bible says, can two work together? I said they agree. A unit is always hard to break. So the extra unit for Argentina team is that the team all work together, and it's a perfect one. That for me is what they've been able to achieve here. It's also what they achieved in 1986. Every time they've been able to play as a unit, Argentina would never not produce talented players. But you see, to get talented, creative people are crazy people. If you know creative people, you would agree with me. Creative people cannot stay in one place together and honor the feeling of wanting to be together. That's why first class graduates always don't do too much success in life, because they know too much. If you got a company and you have employed 5 first class graduates, they're not gonna work well, because they don't know how to depend on other people. They see themselves as, I've arrived, I'm too much, I'm bigger than you, whoever you are. Aguero thinks that he's bigger than Messi. Messi is just being lucky. Gonzalo Higuain thinks he scores 36 goals in La Liga for Napoli, so who the hell are you to come and tell me how to pass the ball, how to score the goal, how to shoot? But when you put a group of people who say to themselves, I need you, you need me, we need each other. That's why third class students, second class upper or second class lower, third class students always make it in life and become more successful, because they know that I don't know how to succeed alone. I need people. And anybody who know quickly in life that I need people to succeed always succeed very well. But those people think I am the Alpha and the Omega. No worry now. Time will tell. Abayami Ayodele say, who would have thought Messi would win all of the international trophies at the twilight of his career? That's why time is very, very important. Additional of say Nicolas Williams should stay in Spain, either Barca or Real Madrid. The attacking half of Spain should never move out of the top clubs in Spain. I agree with you with that one completely. They should all stay in Spain and master that thing. This is how, a Brazilian football have died, because they bring them to Europe and tell them, oh, that you're dribbling, that you're samba, that you're dancing around is disrespectful, it's not good. And then they lose it. Over 10 years, they do something repeatedly. And then when they go to the national team, they can't even find their samba anymore. So they should stay in Spain. As much as I want him to come to Arsenal, I don't think so. Johnny Gavasi, very good definition and explanation of success. Thank you very much, my brother. Abayami Ayodele says that during these transfer windows, do you think that Osimhen will get to be signed by Champions League team? Because I really want him to play for a Champions League playing team. Say the window is very big. Is Osimhen a good player? You cannot argue against that one. Osimhen is a good player. He's a good scorer. He gives you the goal. But now, people are now beginning to pop up. The funny thing about disaster is that misery comes with company. Now, things that we don't know about him are beginning to pop up, and they are all very, very dirty and negative. We are not the only ones picking up on it. Almost everybody who is trying to sign him are going to be picking up. You know how when you work in a company and you leave the company and you want to go work somewhere else, and you put the previous company you work on your reference, and you go for an interview and they tell you we'll get back to you. That window of we'll get back to you is, let us call the places where you've worked to know whether you'll be waiting you talk for your CV, whether your CV match what you talk. And then if you left there in bad light, say you're not getting the job again. So that's exactly what the thing is now. He's a good footballer, but hard damage is the brand, because people now sign players, especially your market signing. Your market signing should come with performance and brand power. How many jerseys are we going to sell off his back? What is the gain? Messi came in, they win the Champions League for Paris Saint-Germain, but he sold out all their jerseys. He showed they were not printing jerseys anymore. Adidas could not meet up. What's it called? The kit manufacturer is on Nike, could not meet up to it. Went to Inter Miami, they could not meet up to it. So they gained something. What would they gain if they sign him? That's the conversation a lot of clubs will be having. And if you don't get the right answers. And again, some people will say, you know what, it's a bad boy, let's sign him, but we will put a PRO team around him that can repair the image, and we'll get him to sign some conditions like they did with Neymar. But if they cannot convince themselves, Saudi Arabia is coming. We play the Saudi Arabia, the Champions League that they play in Saudi Arabia. It's still Champions League is Champions League. That's the only way I can answer that question that you just asked me now, my brother. About Regerese boss, what's the update with the appointment of a coach for the Super Eagles coach? Thanks. Okay, so tomorrow they are going to have their AGM, the Congress, the NFF Congress, and they will do the draws for the league, I hope. And they might just discuss, they might make a decision of whether they will employ a coach. But I just think, there is no discussion. Ibrahim Gusso does not know what he's doing. This is my opinion. And because he does not have the money and is not creative enough, now people understand what Amaju was going through. When I try to explain this, that I'm sorry, because you're a statement, you're defending him. Going around and looking for money is hard. It's all of us here, one word, whether you do business or not, we look for money to do one project or one thing or the other. You know how hard it is to not have clout, to not have network of friends that matters. Not to get Aboki with the change dollar, not to get Aboki with the suya. No disrespect to them. I like suya, right? But when you want to run an office where the government know the fund, no, there's no money to fund. Government politicians are stealing all the money. There's no money to fund real project. They nothing do coastal road. They nothing do train. You say na Super Eagles, they can't invest money, but we know they bring any returns. I think there is no proving. Over the years, we've not been able to prove how much football brings to the GDP, the economy. So there's no ecosystem for it. No government is going to put money. So now you need to go find money and coach. So what they are doing is they are using some of their process to sponsor story like, the NFF is looking for 2 million to hire Javier who are competing with Egypt. The NFF is trying to get a world-class coach. Really, Chris, if I tell them I say I want to buy private jet, now really believe me, with my 15,000 subscribers, and they do Sigo. Even Sigo, blood money now, they produce money again. At this old age now, not if you go HQ go learn how to do Yahoo boy. So where the money will come? Who I want come? Where you go? So I dey wait for him. When the time reach, go. My mother said, now when problem never dey for your side, now you dey use English to dey pray. You say, dear Lord, in this auspicious moment of our daily gathering, we come before you with a heart full of joy. Now because you not get problem. If you get problem, you go shout, God, because that's what you be saying. You go speak, we will give God. You go not say God, you're go. So you never reach where Nigerian fans never really they attack him. When they reach that time, when they let them understand, say it mess with their emotions. He go look for somebody to coach the team. This one, I'm not shocked if at the end of the day they'll call Amunike again to take off September and I say Amunike or Iguavon. You go say people will serious, go serious. So Obare again say, who do you think deserve to be the next footballer of the year? I don't know. Oluwaseyi Adebowale say England should go for Thomas Tuchel. I think he's a good tournament manager. They're not qualified for the tournament first. The Frankie Dixon say I predicted Spain and England to meet at the finals, and Spain to win, while Argentina to win the Copa America. Where for do that prediction? Spain was dominant during the group stage matches. In England was struggling. The best team won. Ibrahim Abela says good morning to everyone listening. Tosili Badi say I don't come late to school today. Make I update later. Olatunji Emmanuel, is this a school? This Sancho matter just tire me. I just hope it does sell this. It does well, I guess that's what I want to say. This season, I already felt the EPL doesn't work for him, and the Bundesliga would fit the talent. Olafat says Spain don't have a credible striker, and their credible striker is on the bench. Same as Argentina, who have their best striker in Martinez on the bench and is the top scorer of the tournament. Lami Lamere says, bros, just say that England is fortunate to have easy draw. No Ujuru in the draw. It was transparent and televised live. So if they televise, they're not televised our election live. The shooting of Donald Trump, they're not televised live. That's the way they stage. So because they televise something, it's not Ojoro. The EPL where you do watch, you know, televise live. You know they say the Ojoro we did there. Your reason for making that pronouncement, black man, anything white man do, they always be angelic for oh that we get we wait for white Jesus to come save us. I agree. Your televised life. Olatunji Emmanuel say, just to ask, bros, in media, when you get invited for a show like you did for channels some weeks ago, does the invited guest always get paid? No. Okay, so not every time. Some you do because of relationship, right? Most times it's because of relationship. What I have done on Athletes, for instance, on my podcast, when you come in, we pay you. We don't pay you because we have money, but we pay you because we want to set a standard. Normally, people should be paid. That's what I think, because you're using my talent to build value. But in Nigeria, some you do for relationship. That's why I don't appear on many channels. The other day, I was on a Twitter space for less than 10 minutes. Twitter space. They paid me for it. I've done Twitter space, and I went from being invited to being the main speaker for like 4 hours. The person did not even send me an email to say, thank you very much. So what happens is the fact that sometimes some people approaches you in a way that is okay, let me turn up. Some other times you on your own also look at your brand and say, okay, I want to be relevant. Okay, let me turn up. But for me, right now, I don't need to be relevant to anybody. I have a podcast that I do that is very, is a leader. Even though we don't bring it out consistently because we're doing distribution marketing to turn it into real money because of what we invest in it. $50,000 not be joke, right? And other things that I do, and the fact that I'm live here every day, I don't need to be. But somebody else cannot take that kind of position. They want to be relevant. Now, there are other times, like if Blessing Wosu calls me and say, I need you on my show for Silverbed, I will always be there. You know why? I produce Blessing Wosu. Blessing Wosu was a youth corper when I was in Babanawa. And she worked for me. So if she calls me for help, I will turn up for her. And the way I manage, she approaches me every day when she wants me is good. Charles Anazodo has been my friend for a very long time. And, calls me, I'll come and be on Monday Night Football. And I'll tell him once in a while I'll come. Even on his radio show, come. Once in a while, when I feel, okay, let me just turn up. And then Victor Koba calls me as well. Man, it's like my big brother. And shout out, brother, we used to work in the same office in VI when I owned my office in engineering building. So all of those three come together because of the history of our relationship. I will turn up. For channels, there's plenty of relationship with a lot of people in channels, and once they come in, they call me and do it. New Central Oye is married to my cousin. And so she's the only person who calls me and say, not because Ibori owns it, but just because of Oye. And most times I tell her, I don't have the chance. Every other one I turn down. It's not important. Other than that, no. But most times it's supposed to be paid for. But like I say, in Nigeria, some of these things don't work the way you expect. So I don't know how to explain that, but that's the best way that I can explain it to you. Okay. Olafa say, boss, did you see the nonsense that happened before the Argentine game? It's not nonsense, it's football. The fans trying to force their way into the stadium, and this is the country that wants to host the World Cup. That's not an issue. The problem with us, when we talk these things, I see, not disrespect to you, but I see the highest level of ignorance. This is how football has been since forever. First, some of us grew up forcing our way into stadium. Me, I'm an example. Either we not fit buy ticket, we go creep under people's leg, enter stadium, or we go call one big bros, hold me enter stadium. That's what happened. Football is not a church. The worst of society go to the stadium to watch matches. There is a saying in one of the books that I read back there, one of the football books, they say, you are more likely to die in a football stadium than anywhere in the world. So don't look at football and be expecting. Those of you now get this holy idea of football, and have the problem. Football gathers the highest collection of street urchins, hooligans, and everybody to come converge in a place that doesn't have control. So if that happens, that's the real football. That is what football is. Did it not happen 3 years ago in Wembley? They even do a documentary on Netflix? Is there the final Wembley? So it's not a big deal. This thing happen every day. Now because you come from country where not get football culture. I mean, you the reason like this. Every Premier League game, these things happen. Every La Liga game, every Italian league game, every German Bundesliga game, these things happen. It's just normal. They have better crowd control and the rest. If these things not happen now, they will not know how to control it during the World Cup. The World Cup will happen now. They say you need stress test. That's why when people complain about what happened in Enugu, Rangers, Eyiba, I just look at them like, oh, these guys are freaking ignorant people. They don't know anything. That's the best moment of our season. That's something that showed us, okay, this is what is possible. We can have this much crowd in the stadium. Now let's start training people that can do crowd management, because this thing has stress test our capacity. So let's do. But no, we just complain and go. Now, so Ibanga said the best way to respond to critic is as a player is on the pitch, and Cucurella made it count. A perfect response to Gary Neville's critic. We went all the way. Gary, thanks for your support. P-Man says, good morning, boss. Good morning to you. Apart from the English press, I think majority of the English fans took the defeat well because they knew their team was lucky in the tournament. I am saying this because I went to the city center to see the game in the pub, and after the game, fans were buying drinks and soaking all of it gracefully compared to against how they took the defeat against it. So, I told you guys I'm a student of pattern. When you lose one final, you can go crazy, you can go berserk, especially at home. But it teaches you that, I don't have the God-given right to expect to win always. And then this tournament, England have built themselves up on luck. And there's a saying that nobody taught me, I just invented it. If you build anything, your success on luck. The problem with luck is you don't know when it will run out. Yesterday, England's luck ran out. When they equalized, when Palmer equalized, somebody sent me a message say the comeback is on. I tell you that we always know how to come back. And I said, okay, not this Spain. Remember, this is how Germany, Florian Wirtz equalized. I told him, I said, remember this is, I just replied, I said, this is how Florian Wirtz equalized against Spain for Germany. And they said the comeback was on. But we know who made it forward. And then, one brilliant moment, passing the play, Cucurella passed to Oyarzabal, and the story is all over, right? So sometimes it just happened. They knew that, okay, we're not that good enough. Let's not even bother ourselves. Additional your analysis on Osimhen's situation is spot on, and as usual, with the coconut head, he only listens to praise singing. I wish him all the best. I mean, he's still our player, he's still our boy. We wish him the best, but that's where it ends. Additional must say NFF case is sorry situation, and some people still they say now I'm the problem. Let them continue. 69 football say about the league. Hope we have Eyiba host Rangers on week 1. That's what I would do. That's what I would suggest. Teresa and Remo too, but our Momo people not go think like that because they don't think commercial. They just think politics and foolishness. All right. Pima said today was a good sporting weekend for me. I saw the breathtaking 3-set win for Carlos Alcaraz over Djokovic. You're not with me, Ipemi. And Argentina winning the Copa. And Alcaraz guy who they play tennis. Peter, you win. This one enter. You enter. Thank you for reminding me of my mom. My can say good morning. How Onado class of 94 entitlement still waiting. Okay. I know not me talk about my talk about. I say these invites may also bring exposure. The market is still growing, so relationship and growth for the future. However, people not get manners, so choose where to go and not be forced to show your face for show. Truth. The Frankie Dixon say I predicted it here on your show last week. Really, I know some. Actually, everybody says that I walk at the cross ball like Moses Simon. Patrick, another pillar of this channel. Patrick Romana, Pastor, I greet you. He said if I call you Unko, you go turn up. If na church program, no turn up. I will never go to any church to go and speak. But if na media, why not? You're not my friend. You're my brother. I would say, worry you, Chris. Hey, be pastor me say no go yabi. How you tell me say if you come here, I know will come for church program. I go politely turn you down. I mean, many pastors don't come and speak, and are you tweak? I say I know they come on the altar, can't speak nothing. That place one or two to tell lie, But I mean, there's a whole lot of you my guy now. You my guy. My can say I'm an example too. I can't even count the number of times. So Olafat says, no boss. I understand that's football, but why I label it nonsense was that there were the people that criticized Russians and Qatar the way they organized the World Cup. I understand it very well. Yeah, you know what I mean? So it happened in Russia, it happened in Qatar. People will say whatever they want to say, right? But the thing is, when you carry it forward, now you speak, now you will know. Now you, so when you say it in the context of this, your second comment now. The way you said it the first time, you just broke it like it's your position. Now that's not good. That's why I like, give us context so that we know what you they talk from. Say, if I was the one saying, say, look at these people where they criticize Russia and Qatar, look at what happened. Then we cannot analyze it objectively from that context. But what you said felt like you saying it. I was like, well, come on. This is not the way it should be. Patrick, now the soldiers, they carry me enter stadium back in the day. All of us have that experience. Anybody will really follow football, anybody will follow the culture of, first of all, being a football fan, Smally. Let's use that word. Football Smally. You're not lucky to be among your parents do not allow you the luxury to be a ball picker because na ball boy. I mean the easiest way to enter stadium. If you not get that luxury, your mama be like my mama. Then you now have to sneak out because that match day, so you must find a way to do one thing. If they not get something for school, you must find one teacher to say you dey go do that thing. If you come back, they will beat you. You go die or die. But you want to that game, addiction now. You have to find somebody. Why you want to see money to enter stadium? I don't know whether I'm a poverty be like my own. No. That's why I say I buy ticket to enter stadium. And all of a sudden the throw stadium gates open. No. But what I should say though, throw stadium gates open. Now what to you? I dey bar for you. I don't throw what it stadium open. And this a lot of say it also happened in Paris in the UEFA Champions League finals between Madrid and Liverpool too. OKG Victor, I enjoy your show. Thank you very much. Do want to subscribe to the channel and come back always. Okay, Olafat say people forget that Spain are still the holders of the UEFA Nations League, and that team still went on to make the Euro, adding more firepower. Timitayo Tami says, Oluwaseyi Adebowale, Pickford kick worst pass for the match. Right, this is where we draw the curtain. We had additional 25 minutes to the show today. Thank you, everybody. If you've not subscribed to the channel, I really don't know why you hate us so much that you're not subscribing. But for those who have subscribed, thank you very much. For those who click on the like button, thank you very much. Those who drop a comment, thank you very much. Everybody who was part of the show, who viewed us, who watched us, thank you very much. My name is Edafe Matthew Sogonet. We say as we're talking about those who did well and those who didn't do well. There are people who will gather somewhere where you work and the people, the services you render, the people you relate with. Ask yourself, when they analyze you, how would they analyze you? Are you one of those who do well in the general scheme of things, or you're one of those who just don't do well, who succeed because others are carrying you along? That's how it is, because life, everybody is analyzing everybody. Be the very, very best of who God created you to be. Once again, success is when you discover your purpose, you manifest at the fullest level. That's where your success. Success is not when everybody buy private jet. Private jet good though, is a plus, is a byproduct of success. But success in itself, fulfill your potential. Now be success. That's my opinion though. If you be wrong for your side, but this is why I end the show today. My name is Edafe Matthew. So you love to come in and go to the sports. Bye bye, and have a wonderful day.